Hello and welcome to the My Wool Mitten podcast. My name is Carrie and I'm coming to you from the middle of the Mitten, Michigan's Lower Peninsula, from a small sheep farm where I live with my family and a small flock of sheep and our old horse Kyle. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Those are the formalities. Oh, and if you are a new viewer, you might want to click the like and subscribe button and come back for our regular episodes, our full episodes. This today is just going to be a vlog, a short episode to catch us up on spinning for sock yarn. If you are new here, if this is your first time here, since the beginning of the year, January of 2022, I've been doing a little bit of a spinning for sock yarn, spin along, study, thinking about what fibers to use for socks, making it fun and making it relaxed. And so I've been trying to put out these small episodes to keep everybody kind of up to speed on what's going on. So if this is your first time here, you may want to go back and watch the episodes from the beginning of the year. They're all fairly short and you should be able to get through them quite quickly. So I'm just stopping in for a few minutes today. I've mentioned a few things on Instagram, but I know not everyone is on Instagram. If you are, you can find me there as My Wool Mitten, and I'm also on Ravelry as My Wool Mitten. And I had mentioned in the last little vlog that I put up that we were going to keep spinning until February 7th. And I know that threw some people into a tizzy because they were wanting to get started knitting with the yarn that they've already spun. And I said on Instagram, but I wanted to say here, if you have your yarn all spun and you want to get started, go right ahead and get started knitting. There's no hard and fast rules. You know, we're not in a competition. We're not working towards prizes other than having a pair of finished socks when we're done spinning and knitting. So if you're done knitting and you want to get started, please go right ahead. I especially don't want to slow down anybody's excitement and enthusiasm. If you're not done spinning, just keep going. We're going to continue on, and so I just wanted to tell you that. And I mean, I know you don't need me to tell you that, but just to encourage you to do that. I have a few things written down here I wanted to remember to tell you also. That was the main thing. And then I wanted to know, I wondered how you all were liking your spinning. I know when I started back up at the beginning of the year, I was so inconsistent. I hadn't spun for quite a long while, and I actually threw away the first bit of yarn that I spun, which I shouldn't have. I should have saved that to show you guys. But it was just a mess. But then it wasn't too long, and that memory of what to do and how to do it came back. And so I've been quite pleased with the yarns that I've spun. You may have seen on Instagram, and I showed at the start of the video, that I went ahead and wound my yarn up into center pull balls to just kind of get my skeins all tidied up and get a look at my colors. I've sketched out what I want, how I want to place my colors on my sock, done kind of a rough idea of changing colors and maybe a few stitch or color work patterns and stuff like that. So just thinking about it, I thought a lot about socks I had previously made. A good number of the hand-spun, hand-knit socks that I made were pre-Ravelry days, and so I don't have them entered on Ravelry. Some of them have worn out and they're gone, and the same with patterns. They were maybe paper patterns or notes, and I don't have them all. So I've been trying to think about what I did and reconstruct, and came across a couple of things that I was reminded of. And so when we do talk about starting the socks, I'll share some of those things with you. It's been kind of nice coming back across that and thinking about reconstructing some socks that I had done in the past and that had surprising results for a beginning spinner and a beginning sock knitter that I was very happy with. Toe up for me, normally, my first sock was top down, my second sock was toe up, and I was hooked from then on. Although I do knit top down, most of the time it's toe up. And I'll just convert a pattern to that if I have a pattern I want to do that's a top down. Let's see, what else? I guess that was all. Sorry, I'm just reading through. I should have done a little shorthand or something. But I included a little clip of winding, winding from the umbrella swift onto the center pole ball. And, as I did that with those skeins that I had spun up, just first of all, feeling the fiber as I spun it. But then, how when you wind, if you wind from an umbrella swift onto a ball winder and your hand kind of guides that yarn, just feeling that yarn going through my fingers it was almost an emotional feeling, and I was so pleased, and I'm so anxious to get started on the socks. So, excuse me just a second. Sorry about that. I had a little tickle in my throat, and I thought I was going to sneeze, and I didn't want to do that on camera. So, anyway, that's really all. Like I said, just a short little hello and catch up, and to ask how you all are doing. I'm especially curious with some of you who were combining some fibers and spinning something new to you, how that's going for you, what it feels like. Like I said, if you're not following the hashtag SocksSpinAlong on Instagram, you really should. And another thing, because this has come up, if you follow the hashtag and you enter it, or you go to look at what's under the hashtag, and you're just seeing the same old pictures, there are 3 little titles at the top, and the middle one, like, it will say most views or something like that, but in the center there's a little icon you can click that is most recent. So if you're just seeing the same pictures, or you're not seeing your pictures, hit that recent and it'll kind of shuffle those around, and you should see all of it. So before I get to rambling on too much, I'm going to shut this down, and I've been doing some recording this week, and so hope to have maybe a full-size podcast by the weekend before the first of the year, and so I'll keep you posted about that. So happy spinning, happy knitting if you are starting your knitting, and be sure and share your comments of what's been going on with you for this. And if you're new, like I said, go back to the beginning of the month and watch the short episodes leading up to this one. So that's all. You guys have a great day, and I'm sorry I didn't bring coffee today. I've kind of had enough coffee for a little while. I'm on to water, but that's not to say there won't be a cup here later on this afternoon. So I'll talk to you real soon, guys. Have a good day. I thought I better remember to say, because someone will ask, that's what we do as knitters, this is not a handmade sweater. That's probably pretty obvious, but in case you were wondering, this is a very, very old commercial sweater. It's probably 25 years old, maybe more, and I wear it all the time. And I've often thought that I would like to recreate it. It would be quite easy to do. It's very basic. There's just the cable down each side and a cable on the sleeve. You can see it's a little bit worn, but it was, I think it was from the old Kmart store, and I love it. And I've always thought that I did not want to make a fingering or sport weight sweater for myself, because I'm a pretty big woman now, and it would take a lot of knitting, but I'm thinking these days that I might like to try it. So I don't know, it might be something that I do here coming up in this coming year. But I thought I would just share that this is not a handmade sweater, but it is one of my favorite sweaters.